Hi guys, I really wanted to talk to you just a little bit today about the different stages that we go through in spiritual awakening. As you can see, I've labelled the first one the catalyst. Like everything else in the world, we can label it many different things, but it's usually the thing that wakes you up, right? The first thing that usually brings your attention to a spiritual awakening. For some, it's the loss of a loved one, a romantic partner. It's something you're not expecting. It can be anything from a terrible accident that you go through, a near-death experience, something that lets you know there is just more to this life. I definitely feel that most of us in our lifetime will come across a spiritual catalyst. Some of us do wake up, quote unquote, without a spiritual catalyst, and that's something else we can look into at a later date. But a lot of the times it's a spiritual catalyst. What a spiritual catalyst is, it's letting us know that our ego, that we are not in control. And it's that loss of control that really sets us to a place we don't want to be. It feels like the worst thing in our life, that nothing makes sense. It's something very unexpected. That's why we usually call it the tower. Those sorts of moments there. It's usually, being in a third party situation, if you like, being lied to, cheated on. These sorts of things, to really break down your ego. This is what a spiritual catalyst will do. It breaks you down at your very core, and it comes as somewhat as a surprise. And it has to come that way, and it has to happen that way. A lot of the times I'm asked, why does it happen that way? It just has to happen that way, doesn't it? So that it does take us by a surprise. So we can't prepare for it mentally or physically, because if we knew by crossing the road we'd get hit by a car, we wouldn't want to cross the road. But we might learn the most things we've ever learned in our life due to that experience of crossing the road and getting hit by a car. Like I said, it's not going to be an accident for everybody, but it's also not going to be the breakdown of a romantic relation for everybody as well. It's going to be multiple different things, because we're all different people, right, with different experiences. And that's what we're finding here. Different spiritual catalysts, okay? Being the first part of it, the wake-up call. What wakes us up to searching the other side, to looking for more meaning to life, right? That's the wake up, seeing things with fresh eyes, like literally like you've just woke up to an unknown reality to yourself, because it's so shocking and you never knew that this reality could exist. For example, if you are with a romantic partner, maybe you believed you would never be without them. For a lot of people, it's the breakdown of a marriage that can cause this, and the breakdown of family relationships, the loss of a parent and stuff. Things we never thought could happen, happening. So our view of reality, how we look at the world, is completely changed. And I guess that's why somebody somewhere labelled it wake up, because it is like you're waking up in a totally different reality. What I do know for sure is it hurts like hell, right, guys? And that leads us to the dark night of the soul. The dark night of the soul is basically, some people might want to call it shadow work. It's going deep within yourself. It can be described as chaos. Can feel like everything is going wrong and forcing you to go to those dark places within yourself that maybe you don't want to face, because it is trauma, it is karma, it's dealing with those issues that aren't healed within yourself. Maybe you have issues with parents and friends, really forcing us to look and connect with that deeper hurt, that deeper feeling within us, right? So it's trying to make us look for why this catalyst and no other really triggered us, right? So I've often said, these can be abandonment issues and things like that. So you first look for the abandonment issue, and then you look deeper and deeper, and it can feel like you're doing all crazy and chaotic things yourself. But you're not supposed to regret anything you do in this stage. You're supposed to do it all and feel it all and really go look at the darker side of things, where things might not be as you first pictured, right? It's a very painful time in our life. I think The Dark Night of the Soul, written by the Roman Catholic, he described it as your journey towards God, towards the divine. So it has its reason, although The Dark Night of the Soul is extremely painful on many different levels. Some people even experience physical pain from going through the dark night of the soul because they are resisting it so much. It can cause sleepless nights, anxiety, a longing for maybe back at that loved one. You feel like maybe, you start with, if I only got that person back, or if that only didn't happen, then everything would be fine. So you might be starting to seek answers here in the dark night of the soul. But first we must feel them and acknowledge them. And that's what the dark night of the soul is. Like I say, very chaotic and very painful experience. Very dark. You can experience very dark thoughts, very dark moods. And we can feel in general lost. Not to be confused with depression, because when depression ends, not much has changed in your life. But when the dark night of the soul ends, so much has changed. So much has been brought to light, because we went into those dark places and we took the light with us, right? We were searching for that light. We were searching for those answers there. And I guess the thing that most of us aren't prepared for is how painful a spiritual awakening is. How you can feel almost lost and crazy and all of the above. You can feel segregated from the rest of humanity. Like I say, like you're going crazy. And it's not a depression. When you do come out of the dark night of the soul, all will be changed, and it will be for the better. So let's move on to void. We will come out of this dark night of the soul and feel like we've entered into this void, because the transformation is underway. The changes are happening with your faith, your spirituality, your physical being. But maybe the 3D world outside of you isn't representing the change that you're starting to feel within. So you can have this feeling like everything you work towards is voided or blocked from you. You can have an empty feeling within you because you're taking out all that junk in the dark night of the soul. You're facing that junk and saying, hey, it doesn't belong in me anymore. So then you've created what you feel is this space within you that needs to be filled with something, right? So I feel then you start to look, or things start to appear in your life, like these videos, and you start to try and fit things into this void to see if they fit. I'm just picturing it like a jigsaw piece, seeing if it goes together with you. See if anything can fill this void. For some, they reach out to maybe drinks or drugs and things, maybe multiple partners. And again, none of this is to be regretted. You're finding what fits with you now. Now you have been through that dark night of the soul. And like I said, not regretting. And this can almost be like an extension. Feels like doing overtime in the dark night of the soul, because you just feel this, where do I belong in the world? So you'll start researching and things will start showing up in your life. So you can find your way throughout this, what we call the void, right? This loneliness. Can feel empty, lonely, discouraged, unmotivated, not really having a mood. So you might even find yourself questioning, what is wrong with me? I don't feel sad. I don't feel happy. I'm just feeling nothing. I'm feeling the void. And this is a crucial stage. So don't beat yourself up about it. I remember something very critical happening in my life while I was in the void stage. And it really made me question, what is wrong with me? And there's nothing at all wrong with you, okay? It's okay to not be okay. It's okay to feel whatever you feel. And if what you're feeling at this time is this void, this emptiness, or even loneliness, that too is okay. Then we start to feel this love, this bliss, this, I feel good. The world looks good. I mean, look at that tree. It's so beautiful. And we could, people might think, okay, look at this hippie, and think it's a negative term, but you just sort of are now open. And this is really your heart chakra being opened. Maybe for the first time in your life, you're able to appreciate, because what starts to fill the void is this beauty of the world around you, your appreciation for life and living and surviving that experience. In this stage, you can start to feel like everything is going my way. It's absolutely amazing. It's never going to be terrible again. Everything is perfect in life and everything is one. And I'm going to be this perfect being from now on. Now I've learned the ways. I'm going to be perfect. And we're not. Because after all, we are human. We're not meant to be perfect. So if you're in this stage, enjoy it. It lasts, every stage lasts as long as it does to the individual. Being aware of these stages, this is why I want to bring them to your attention, is very important. So you don't feel like I'm going crazy. 1 minute I love somebody, the next minute they are doing my head in, but I'm supposed to be a loving being. I found love in the creation and the creator. So we do go through this experience of everything feeling like it's on the right track and our heart chakra opening. We have love and empathy for others. We may even become sensitive and awaken our own spiritual powers at this time. So becoming empathic to other people, as you can imagine, won't always keep you in the mind frame of love, because you then take on everybody else's feelings, right? But enjoy this, okay? It can last as long as you want it to last, but it, like everything else, it must come to an end. But not for a long time, so don't worry about that. But really do take in different sights and different opinions in this stage. If you can get to travel and see the world, do that, and look at different cultures and different beliefs, because you will just fall in love with it all, and it's all a period of growth and loving and giving back to humanity and learning how to receive loving energy, which is very important, right? You guys will have heard me talk about learning to receive love. And as we move forward, I will obviously talk more about that. But right now in the love stage is basically like looking at the world through rose-tinted glasses and feeling like, wow, you're right. Once you start looking with love, everything will be perfect. And it really is for this period of time. But soon after, you've guessed it, here it is, hermit mode. In hermit mode, you might find that you just don't fit in with the people you used to be around anymore. You've outgrown them. Your growth scares them. Growth scares a lot of people because they're not willing to do the work themselves. It's fear that stops them maybe growing with you or deciding to be with you. So some people might leave your life. More often than not, you might have to make decisions that cut people out of your life, that aren't willing to do or have faith, do any work or have faith on themselves. They want to remain in the same karma. I made that video yesterday. I'll try and remember to put it in the description box or in the comment section about people not wanting to change with their karma. But in hermit mode, it can be very comfortable because although you're cutting people off, you're having this amazing time with yourself where you're soul searching, looking for your faith, being guided nonetheless towards your faith, right? And it can be such a wonderful thing. Some people want to stay in hermit mode and not face the world again because, like I said, the world is a scary place. So they're like, nope, I'm good here. Inside, I know myself now. I've healed all that dark stuff and I'm going to stay inside away from humanity. But that's not going to happen either, guys. Just like the love stage, this will also end. For some, you may be questioning when. I've been in hermit mode for X amount of times. Well, that again, you'll feel it in your soul when you're ready to move to the next stage. But hermit mode is about gathering that information from your soul, where you're heading, where you've been, where do you want to go? What do you want to rewrite about yourself? What did you learn about yourself, about those people that maybe you was letting them walk all over you and it wasn't their fault that they hurt you? Maybe you learned that, okay, you're understanding your ego a little bit better now. So those things that used to hurt you no longer hurt you. So we quickly skipped over downloads then to healings, but during hermit mode, we can receive downloads, messages. Okay, and then we have the healing. Right, guys? The healing, it can take on many forms. It can be from this life, past life. It can be from wherever you decide this healing is coming from. Only you will know, and that's the beautiful thing about this journey. Only you will know what you are healing. As of late, a lot of the things that have been coming up is family healing. So a lot of people may feel like, oh, my culture or my religion taught me that just to respect the parents and the parents know all, and, you know, so you start to have conflict in that healing. But nonetheless, it's pushed through anyway. Okay, this is work that it's almost like you can't stop the progress, right? You've come thus far, and now the healing can begin for you. So even for some, where we spoke of maybe somebody having an accident in the beginning, maybe it's even actually physical healing that you learn on yourself and that you've received in those downloads, that you can heal yourself. You can heal the past, and you're trying to break karmic and heal those cycles. And then the transformation. The transformation, I did want to call this section death, but, you know, I thought it might be a bit much for somebody, but it is like a literal death. You are never going to be the person you was before. And you'll often hear people saying that as well, that you're not the same, you've changed. Even your appearance will change. Okay, so how you view the world is the wake up, and it's changing you, and it's healing you. And so we get these physical transformation as well as a spiritual transformation, where your faith becomes more stronger. Your body becomes stronger. Your mind becomes stronger. And because of hermit mode, we're seeking out like-minded people. That's what we do in hermit mode. We seek out or become these healers. As well as healing ourselves, we are able to heal other people. So the transformation, almost complete at this point. I wouldn't say it is complete, because life is a journey, but it's almost complete to the point where now you know where you're heading, where you're going, that you need to write your future, because you've rewritten your karma, you've changed it, you've transformed it. So you now need to write your future, create the way for yourself. But during this time, you can again start to feel low energy, tired, not wanting to be around people, drained even, very low indeed, and almost like, I don't care, I give up, and like, you know, nothing really matters anymore. It's because it is a death process. That's why we have the death card. It's not a physical death. It's a transformation of your faith, of your wake up from beginning till end. That now it's no longer you. It's like you walk through a door, or you've walked through this tunnel with the dark night of the soul, if you can envision that instead, and the door closes behind you, never to open again. So there is no going back after this transformation. Now there's just this planting, this seeding, this setting your life in motion, that writing of your future. Dare to plant seeds, dare to choose you, dare to choose to make yourself happy. Dare to plant seeds that your children will change the future. That those who will come after you will not follow the same karma as those who came before you. Because you've took on this responsibility of changing your destiny, your future. You're planting these seeds in order for them to grow. So you can see yourself in this planting stage, listening to affirmations, happy, healthy, wealthy, and then growing, these seeds growing, right? Because as with everything, we must grow. So during, just a step back, in the transformation phase, that darkness that you're feeling is you've been planted. So you're beginning to grow into this new person. this new tree, if you like, that will plant its seeds of its own. Strong, prosperous, abundant, life-giving, life-changing to those around it. We know the trees help us to breathe. And that's what you will do with those around you. You'll give them this new oxygen, this new life, and you'll start planting seeds in them that will grow into abundance and joy and love. And hopefully an awakening of their own that isn't so, or feels so catastrophic, but leads to a more softer awakening. I guess the last couple of years we can see this mass awakening, and that's why it seems like this chaos that has been going on around us. But it is for the benefit and the greater good of all, that we are kinder to each other and we're making ways for one another, not just solely thinking about ourselves. It's true. What we plant will grow. We reap what we sow. What we put out there will come back to us. So no longer thinking of things as if we're cheated on and things like that. A cheater will always be cheated out of his life or her life. A thief will always be stolen from. Those sorts of things will have left you now. Those sorts of way of thinking will have left you now. Because while we're planting, we want these fruitful things to grow. So we don't want to see any negativity. And this is why I always tell you, because we are always planting, but now we are intentionally planting, consciously planting at this stage. And it's a wonderful, exciting stage. So get excited about it, guys. Don't, say to yourself, okay, I'm planting seeds, and you're quite, blank about it. Get excited about the future and what's to come, and that you've changed this thing and you did this work. And be proud of yourself. Now you're not standing tall with ego. You're standing tall with faith, with pride, with, your head held high. Because you thought you'd never get through the first part of this spiritual awakening, this catalyst. But now you're at this place where you have been through it. And you're at this beautiful place where you now have the opportunity to change the world and plant a new direction forward for everybody. So you're planting seeds, and where we've seen the downloads jump in, you will be getting ideas for your calling. What am I supposed to do? What's my special gift? You will be seeing it everywhere you go. And you will be planting those seeds until that comes around, because that is your gift to the world. That is your God-given gift. Not everybody's a fish. Not everybody's a monkey. Not everybody can climb or swim. You have your own unique gift that helps to serve humanity. And wouldn't the world be a much greater place? And that's what we're heading towards. The world waking up to being a much greater place where we don't see borders and boundaries. We see unity and love and helping and sharing and caring about each other. So I hope you've enjoyed this quick video. I just wanted to quickly cover just a little bit in a little bit of detail. And I do hope that you guys will get in touch with me for my services and private readings, guys, or any questions you may have. Just reach out to me and I'll get back to you.